What's happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another Heroes of the Storm strategy showcase. This time around, we're taking a look at Tassadar. Now, Tassadar is a ranged support hero, and an incredibly powerful ranged support at that. He has some of the highest range damage in the game, enough so that he can match head-to-head on par with some of the biggest and baddest assassins. Despite that, he is definitely one of the harder characters to learn, and improper play with him will just result in continuous deaths over and over. So taking a quick look at the hero info, first up we have Plasma Shield. Shield an ally or self temporarily, and this is one of the strongest shields in the game, lasting 8 seconds. It's fantastic to put on that squishy assassin that's getting nuked, or your warrior who's just going to jump in and butter some bread. Following up on that, we have Psionic Storm, an excellent ability to drop on the enemy team during team fights, and on top of that, a fantastic harass tool while you're in lane. Moving on from there, we have Dimensional Shift, become temporarily invulnerable and invisible. Probably one of the best escapes currently in the meta of the game. You can use this to just get out of a bad situation, or on top of that, use it to avoid very high damage nukes that are coming your way. And then lastly, we have Oracle. Activate to greatly increase vision radius and detect enemy heroes. An Oracle is just an absolutely fantastic ability. It allows you to crap all over Nova, Zeratul, even Abathur, because you can scout out his position, Murky to help you find the egg. Moving on from there, to our heroic abilities, we have two. Despite that, I only really consider one of these to be viable. Force Wall, create a force field that blocks enemy pathing. And while that is kind of nice and you can use it to block enemies in general, it's very situational. Our other choice, however, Archon, is fantastic. We gain increased basic attack damage and a large shield, and with Archon up and certain perks for our Psionic Storm, we can effectively combine Archon and Storm to allow us to absolutely decimate enemy heroes and structures. So, let's ready things up, show you what Tassadar is all about. Now, Tassadar is unique in that, through all these showcases, I've had a fairly standard build. Some of the heroes, there's been a couple different variations I've discussed, and Tassadar is one of the heroes where I feel that his build can greatly change depending on what I'm up against. And there's a couple key talents that are going to be involved in that, and of course we will go into those, as always, when we reach those talent tiers. So, Blackheart's Bay. Relatively good map for Tassadar, in my opinion. You have a lot of mobility here. You're chasing, grabbing coins. Tassadar is great at helping to secure kills on the enemy team. And on top of that, with the increased vision, we pretty much always know what's going on if there's an enemy hero trying to turn in coins or whatever the case is. And a relatively fast load on top of that. Very nice. Maybe I spoke too soon. Come on, game. The bar's full. Let me in. Let's do this. Cow. Boy. Oh, hey, now we're in. So let's see, we are up against the Tassadar, Illidan, Malfurion, Nova, and Chen. Alright, either way, considering we do have another healer, we are going to be taking Overload for our first talent. Now the only two talents I'd really consider here are Overlord and Conjurer's Pursuit. Conjurer's Pursuit is certainly very helpful, giving you the extra mana needed to really sustain yourself in lane, because you don't have very reliable mana when you're playing as Tassadar. Despite that, overall, I think Overload is probably the superior choice, just because it's going to allow us to really get that extra range on our Psionic Storm and catch enemies as they're trying to run. So we're going to try and grab this first. Hopefully they don't come with a 5-man front. And I guess we're just going to take it. That works for me. Playing very cautious, it seems. So in general, as Tassadar, I will play a very kind of roam support style class. Usually going to be going back and forth depending on what lane needs assistance. Psionic Storm decimates waves. Should we get those You back up there, buddy. Keeping an eye out for the Nova. Could be very close. Alright, QED is up, and sure enough, here comes the Nova. Gotcha, bitch! Avoid that shot. we're going to actually head down bottom here. Try and help them to get a kill. It looks like they are just busy taking up all the coins. It's turn-in time, baby. Let's do it. So, of course, while we're all turning in, mental acuity is going to go up in just a second here. That way, we have some vision, see if the Nova is approaching. And especially early on when you're just learning how to do Tassadar, it is kind of tricky knowing a good timing for mental acuity, because you don't just want to spam it all willy-nilly. You know, there's key times that you want to use it. Capturing key nodes, turning in coins, stuff like that, those are probably the best times to pop that ability to make sure that we have coverage from the Nova, who could be on her way to try and get a kill. So I'm going to head up here, try and get some camps. Tassadar, not the strongest hero by far when it comes to capturing camps, but he can do an alright job just because of the fact that we can Psionic Storm them. Especially the doubloon camps, those are relatively simple to get down in comparison to some of the other ones. And that is enough to send things going. We're going to try and grab the other camp real fast. Tyrael here.
They're all paid up? Bah, who cares? Let's get to the fun part.
So for our next talent, pretty much hands down, I usually go for Healing Ward, just because it does assist quite a bit in team fights. If I'm against a very, very stealth-heavy team, I'll consider going for Mental Acuity to get the lower cooldown on Oracle. And I mean, I really got to be fighting like a Zeratul and a Nova to consider picking up that talent, just because even without it, some smart usage about when to use your Mental Acuity is usually enough, making it you know, a talent that's not really necessary. Yep, there will be no lighting me on fire, sir. And I got two. I'm going to try and turn in real fast so we have a chance here. I haven't seen their Nova in a while.
Remain vigilant.
Get back in lane and soak up that XP. Nope. You're not lighting me on fire, bro. Get off it. We are actually going to hit this fountain up. Topped off all the way. Really good damage into Illidan. So for our next talent, pretty much hands down, static charge every time. This makes it so that every attack you do on a target that has been hit is counted as a critical hit, making it a very strong talent. Put down the healing ward if we have a fight breaking out. Get that extra damage in, get that healing in. And an Illidan's going to go down here, shield material, make sure he isn't going to get nuked right here. And there's the storm. There's the kill on Illidan. There's the kill on Tassadar. And a Chen's going to go down here. He thinks he's going to run. Won't matter. Down he goes. We got 3 dead, and it is time to go clean up and grab some coins. So Psionic Storm along with Static Charge will allow you to knock out chests very, very fast. Extremely effective way to get your farm on. Oh, nope, I gotta go.
It shall be done.
No, Zangara.
Seems we've reached an accord. Let's show your enemies a jolly good time. Fight destroy!
So, as I said, for the heroic ability, pretty much hands down every time we're going to be going for Archon. Incredible ability to fight with, makes us quite powerful. Oh no, and we are in trouble here. Dimensional shifting out of this bitch. Get over to the Malfurion. Ooh, and they did get the Nova. Very nice. You can see right there, Archon effectively is the only thing that saved us right there because of the extra shield associated with it. Otherwise, we would have been in a bad fucking situation. How are we looking right now? Not bad. Not excelling in any category, but we are a support. What's our hero damage too? Not lower than usual, but we are up against a Zagara, who is, in my opinion, one of the best hero nukers in the game if played correctly. She's probably going to be in a showcase next week. I'd already purchased that character, so for now at least, I really want to focus on getting done heroes that I don't have purchased while they're available for the week.
All paid up. Fire, you blackguards! Don't wait for me. Fire, you idiots!
It shall be done. This one must perish.
Nice save.
You're improving. We should capture this
I
mercenary.
think they've had enough.
That healing ward down. Probably not the best spot for it, but it's only a minute. That'll get us nice topped off.
I suggest we capture this mercenary.
Get to the balloons, turn these puppies in. I'm gonna drop out of mental acuity in just a second here. Make sure we're safe.
By your will.
Alright, and they're soaking way too much XP up here. Malfurion, you need to stop doing this.
Choose a talent.
Remain vigilant.
Oh, you little bitch. Couple seconds and I got him. Oh man, he went shrink ray on me.
Here be some fine booty.
So for this next talent, the two big choices I consider here are Distortion Beam or Shrink Ray. Because they don't have any one hero that's really doing a ton of damage, like Tassadar is their top right now, and that's largely from Psionic Storm damage. Because of that, I decided to go with Distortion Beam instead, just because that slow will help to secure kills, and we don't have a lot of CC in this setup. Aside from that, if I'm against really, really powerful heroes, something that's doing a lot of nuke potential, I'll usually take Shrink Ray instead, just to minimize them down and make them inconsequential. I really like Distortion Ray a lot. Plus, aesthetically, it just looks fucking sweet, you know?
Not getting up.
In unity, there is strength.
I'm sure the Nova's not sneaking up on us.
Let's liven up this
Doesn't look like she is.
We should capture this mercenary.
What are you waiting for? Fire!
You will die to my laser beams.
Nothing but rubble left.
Actually group up with them, help them out here.
All cannons hold. Choose a talent.
So for our next tier, hands down, Second Strike gives you a second free cast of Psionic Storm anytime you use it, which especially in conjunction with Overload will allow you to really just kind of cover the entire area you're fighting with Psionic Storm, which, as you can imagine, is quite effective.
We should take this mercenary camp.
Just to show you guys what we're talking about. Boom. Now we got 2 Psionic Storms.
Our ally requires assistance.
Getting that heavy turn in.
I suggest we capture this mercenary camp.
We got really good team play this game. That's slow. Ain't going nowhere, Chen.
I suggest we capture this mercenary camp.
In unity, there is strength.
I was really hoping I'd be up against an Abathur. In the last game I played, I attempted to record, but we had a really wonky setup with 3 warriors, and it just didn't have enough damage to really pull through anything. But so I'll discuss it, what the strategy was. But basically, we were up against an Abathur. So one of the things I did was kept using Oracle to effectively reveal the area right behind the enemy towers. And basically it made it so that I constantly was able to see where the Abathur was at and then get really easy picks on him with Psionic Storm, because, you know, he was busy attached to one of the heroes on his team, didn't even see me.
Who's got the coin for me, sir? A good kill, that. 2 in a row.
A good effort.
And the push is real right now.
Here be some fine booty.
That up so we can see which one's the real Nova. That's another thing. Anytime you use a stealth revealing move, the real target out of the stealth choices will always be the one that has the red true sight icon above its head. And they either pull us off or their core is going down here. Oh, oh! Tried to heal him, couldn't get it off in time. Oh, I don't want to die. They're going to get me probably. Ooh, man. That escape though.
For ire. In unity, there is
Oh,
strength.
moved a little too quick there.
I suggest we capture this mercenary camp.
Let's cap it. I'm here with you. Nuke down these bitches. In all honesty, Shrink Ray is probably just the hands down better talent to pick, but Distortion Beam is just awesome looking, you know? It's like the Ray of Death that Asmodan has, except it's blue and it's awesome and it's all Protossy. So like even Illidan's afraid to fuck with this. Oh, never mind, here they all come. Where you going, man? Where you going, buddy? Where you going? You think we don't see you?
Kill this fool. Untouchable.
Entaro Adun.
will not kill me, sir. And I got 11. I'm turning this shit in. So for our final talent, Twilight Archon, pretty much hands down, you're going to want that that increase to your Archon form. And as you can see, that effectively gives us 50% more shield amount and 50% more damage on basic attacks, in addition to a longer attack range.
Keep destroy.
We are ripping through their base right now. So how are we doing on stats? So close. So close.
In unity, there is strength.
Keep destroy.
One important thing I should probably mention is in second strike, as you can see, the damage does not stack, so keep that in mind. There's no point in ever, you know, just doubling up Psionic Storm on a single target. You should try and spread them out, and the biggest advantage of this, obviously, is that you're getting a larger range coverage on your Psionic Storms, making it so that you're hitting more of the enemy team. That's exactly how you want to use that. So we're going to turn in our 5 coins here because it's a lot to be carrying as a support class. Even though Tassadar does have relatively decent escape, you know, still, I don't like carrying a lot of coins. I never do. If I know I have a clean, clear opening to turn in my coins, I'm gonna. Just because carrying them around is too risky.
By your will.
What's the core look like? Oh my god! Yeah, it looks like we're wrapping this shit up.
Let's destroy the enemy's core.
Yeah, this is going down.
Tyrael.
You think you can open your own chest?
Tassadar, don't give a fuck about your core. Boom, and that's the game. GG. So overall, not a bad match. Didn't manage to top any categories, but I still did relatively good at siege damage and hero damage, considering I was a support. And overall, a good match. So either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching Tassadar. He really is a fun support to play, and in particular, the ability to Psionic Storm and then get that guaranteed nuke on enemy heroes really gives you some pretty brutal damage potential. So either way, thanks for tuning in. Hope you hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next week with more Heroes of the Storm.